All right, y'all. Peace and power. I am back. Tonight I just decided to do a video, and what we're gonna discuss is narcissists. Um, a lot of the times now in my adult life, I am a little more empathetic to people who act out, and so it's my new thing to actually see what the underlying reason could be. And so I want to first start off by talking about narcissism. And we're going to look at the traits of a narcissist because I think everybody should be aware. Um, I did drop the link if you would like to join in the chat. But just sharing with everybody what it is that we're discussing. And so, narcissism is an excessive egocentric interest in oneself, especially one's physical appearance, often at the expense of others. Narcissism exists on a continuum that ranges from normal to abnormal personality expression. And so, me personally, growing up, I never knew what a narcissist was. And I later found out during my healing journey what that actually entails. And so there's a million and one disorders out here. And so when you're dealing with people and they are of a lower vibration, you have to wonder what triggers that. And so I do wonder and I research. And so um recently I would have someone to go to the furthest extent to lower my vibration. And anybody that knows me knows I pretty much try to keep my triggers in check. But when you come for other people's children, then it's like all bars are off. You know, you don't come for people's children. The children need to stay out of it. And so a lot of times I will be associating with people if they have children that are just generally not people I would normally associate with. And so I've learned that lesson starting today. If it's somebody that you genuinely wouldn't connect with, don't connect for the children. It's not healthy, number one. And then you want to teach your children to associate themselves with like-minded people or individuals. And so that's been a thing, a challenge as a mom. Finding people that we have something in common with, and then also being able to not get so involved with the behavior of children. Um, I'm understanding even prior to this, working with special needs for 7 years. Usually when the children have the biggest issues, it's normally the parents. Um, just when you work in education, you learn that very quickly. It's normally the parents. And so you'll have parents that try to blame others for the behavior. And so we used to have to document everything. Being that it was special needs, you document everything and you don't get emotional about it all. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm thinking? Oh, I was thinking something about the garden, my bad. At the end of the day, the children are innocent, pretty much. And so you don't want to get into that nasty habit of picking apart children. But there are some behaviors that if you don't address, then that keeps coming up. And so tonight, as a reminder to myself and also to educate others, I want to number one, look into what it is to be an actual narcissist. And so again, narcissism is an excessive, egocentric interest in oneself, especially one's physical appearance, often at the expense of others. Narcissism exists on a continuum that ranges from normal to abnormal personality expression. And so we're gonna look into this. It's never too late. I think last month was mental awareness month. And so it is important that we do these type of videos just so you can know what you're dealing with and to be able to be a little more empathetic towards others when they are acting out. And so we're gonna go here. What is a narcissist? These are 8 key traits of narcissism. I'm gonna share the screen so that you can see what it is that I am showing. And so here, we already read what a narcissist was or is. It's saying here that they don't really know what causes a person to be a narcissist. They're also giving information on how a person could be diagnosed. And I'm just looking. What is a narcissist? Okay. So this will be one. It's a person that exaggerates their own smarts, success, power, and looks. Another trait will be the lack of empathy, which leads them to take advantage of good people with no regrets. That's key. Also, a narcissist may be extremely jealous and ultra sensitive. Okay. Because they tend to be very thin skinned, they may angrily lash out at any criticism or pushback. The next thing would be narcissists also may lash out when they feel like they're not getting special treatment. And then underneath all of these traits is a deep sense of insecurity. And no big surprise when you consider all these traits, narcissists may find it super difficult to have healthy relationships and have loads of trouble at work or school, and at home. Let's be clear. If you're going around causing a lot of havoc, you're going to have issues everywhere you go. We're going to go and find another article. It says, in all that you get understanding. And so here's another 15 signs you're dealing with a narcissist from a therapist. So this is a therapist that wrote this. The first thing on her list is superiority and entitlement. Superiority is the number one sign of a narcissist. This is different from self-confidence. And so being confident and thinking that you're superior to everybody is two different things. Exaggerated need for attention and validation. Another core narcissist trait is the constant need for attention, even just by following you around the house or asking you to find things or constantly saying something to grab your attention. Just constantly needing to hold your attention. The next thing would be perfectionism. You can spot a narcissist through their extremely high need for everything to be perfect. And so this is not just for people around you. This is also good information for yourself so that you can start healing any of these traits if you have them. A great need for control, manipulation. This is key. Manipulation and trying to grab control of everything is an archetypal narcissist behavior. And so they'll manipulate, they lie, they'll make shit up. Doesn't matter how low the blow. Narcissists don't generally have a low. Everything they do, they justify it. And so they'll dig in the mud to try to tear others down. That's just what they do. And so another thing would be lack of responsibility, including blaming and deflection. This is a glaring sign of a narcissist. When you blaming everybody around you, everybody doing something to you, you're just a victim child. This is a glaring sign of a narcissist. Also, lack of boundaries. Many people lack boundaries or cross other people's boundaries regularly, but narcissists, this is the status quo behavior. They don't care. They will cross a boundary and think it's okay. And that's why I say when you are dealing with people, you are feeding into the narcissist behavior when you don't say something. Your throat chakra, which is an energy center located in your throat, it goes into a deficit when you don't speak up for yourself. And so people be taken back when you speak up for yourself, but they shouldn't be. That's one of the things I practice now, not letting things stew, to speak on it when it happens. Next thing will be lack of empathy. Narcissists have very little ability to empathize with others. This lack of empathy is a hallmark sign of narcissism. This is what they do. They don't feel bad for anybody else because that's just not in them. And so to me, these are the sickest type of people because they go around hurting others and then don't even have the ability to empathize. Another key trait, perceiving everything as a threat. Although they're highly attuned to perceive threats, anger, and rejection from others, narcissists frequently misread subtle facial expressions and are typically biased towards interpreting facial expressions as negative. And somebody's that's always being negative, people that like to trauma bond all the time, these are clear signs of narcissism. Unless you are acting out your emotions dramatically, the narcissist won't accurately perceive what you're feeling. They are cold, empty people, okay? The next thing would be emotional reasoning. You probably made a mistake of trying to reason or use logic with the narcissist to get them to understand the painful effect of their behaviors and how they affect you. And this is key. A narcissist goes around spewing their hate onto others. And if you're trying to say, well, yeah, I understand how you feel, but how you're affecting others is a negative way, they can't seem to hear that, like at all. They can't. They can't seem to hear it. And so there's no reasoning with the narcissist. I would advise that you just stay away from them, okay? Splitting. The narcissist personality is to split into good and bad parts. And they also split everything in their relationship into good and bad parts. They're usually single, let's be clear. And the reason for this is they're not even able to empathize with their own relationships or to see the good in others. And so they'll tend to focus on the negative, especially so that when they are in the wrong, they can deflect. That's the thing. And so the other one is a fear of rejection and ridicule. The narcissist's entire life is motivated and energized by fear. They be afraid, okay? You wouldn't initially pick this out as a sign of a narcissist though, because most narcissist fears are deeply buried and repressed. So anybody that's scared to be amongst others and to be out and moving around, this is a key sign to being a narcissist. Um, Anxiety. Anxiety is an ongoing, vague feeling that something bad is going to or about to happen. This is something you should really pay attention to, because you would be empathizing with someone's anxiety, but the narcissist, it never goes away. They feel anxious about everything, and to me, it's because they know their insides is rotten. This is from my personal experience or opinion, but just anybody that lives in fear, there's something mental going on. The next thing would be deeply repressed shame. Narcissists don't feel much guilt because they think they are always right. I'm gonna say that again. Narcissists don't feel much guilt because they think that they are always right, and they don't believe their behaviors really affect anyone else, but they harbor a lot of shame. So they'll act out and feel guilty about doing so, but they don't have the ability to apologize and be genuine about it. They'll apologize over and over again, but they're not genuine about it because they'll keep doing the same thing over and over again. And so people tend to build a wall to protect themselves from a narcissist. That is key. Protect your energy. Because it's just like an energy vampire. They will latch on to you, and as long as you tolerate them coming around, being a narcissist, they'll keep coming. It's like they feed off your energy. And so it also says an inability to be truly vulnerable, because their inability to understand feelings, their lack of empathy, and constant need for self-protection, narcissists can't truly love or connect emotionally with other people. And this is how you can spot them. They usually don't have friends. They might have people they talk to, but not necessarily a lasting friendship or a lasting relationship. And so these are key things to look for. And number 15, an inability to communicate or work as part of a team. Thoughtful, cooperative behaviors require a real understanding of each other's feelings. And so the narcissist can't seem to get along with anybody, nor are they going to make an effort, because hell, they don't have any empathy. They can't really be vulnerable. And just reading this is just clears up a lot, because what I tend to do is get mad at others about their behavior, when in fact, when you're dealing with people, you're dealing with energy. And sometimes people don't even understand how they affect others. And so you'll be frustrated and thinking, I'm mad at this person for this, and this right here is just telling us a narcissist don't care. They don't care. And so let me see. The wind is blowing. A narcissist is someone who has a kind of mental illness. Narcissists are those people who have certain beliefs about themselves and their self-esteem, which they think as the best in the world. It's not necessary that all narcissistic people love or respect them, but there can be other reasons behind such types of behavior, like insecurity, fear of abandonment, and feelings of entitlement. Self-obsessed, lack self-obsessed and lack empathy. These will be more signs: self-obsessed, and they lack empathy. They believe that they are special and unique. Now, there's nothing wrong with knowing that you're unique, but then that they can't be in control, or that they fear abandonment. They take it to the next level. need excessive control and power over others. And so these things can be very manipulative. They will go to the furthest extent to hurt others. They don't care how low they have to go. They're going to dig deep to try to trigger others. And so when you react to that, that feeds them. And so today I fed a narcissist. It's okay. I just got this download maybe 30 minutes ago. It just has to be something mental. It can't be personal, you know. And so you see here they can be very manipulative, can be very insensitive, can be very controlling in relationships. These are the people that try to pick apart others. They'll get in a relationship and try to pick their partners apart versus trying to get to know the person and heal. Excessive need for admiration and praise. They will put up a facade. They have this mask that they put on. Usually narcissists are well dressed. They do not change. This is key. They don't change or take responsibility. All the narcissists I know, all they do is deflect. They deflect. They are usually the victim in most cases. And it says they are often unable to maintain relationships. Okay? Steer clear of these people. Now, there are several types of narcissists. One is grandiose narcissists. This is the most stereotypical and often what people think of when they hear the word narcissist. They are often very boastful and have a sense of entitlement that is unmatched. They see themselves as superior to others and have no problem putting others down. You have the shy narcissist. This type is less common and often goes unnoticed because they don't feel the need to overcompensate for anything. They're usually very introverted. Shy people who rather stay home than go out with others. This is why it's so easy for them to fly under the radar. You also have a haughty narcissist. This type of narcissist puts on a mask of arrogance and pride. They're usually very arrogant people who seem unapproachable to others. While they might come off as cocky or self-centered, this is just a mask that hides their deep insecurity, which often stems from childhood trauma. There's a malignant narcissist. This type can be even more dangerous than the rest because they are the ones who cause most of society's problems. They can be found in politics, business, and even religion, where they often prey on others to get what they want. This is the type that you do not want to cross because they will come after you if angered or threatened. And so it tells you how to deal with narcissists. First, you would try to start by understanding. And that's why I came here today, because I do want to understanding. I'm trying to deal with people better than just cutting them off. And this is from this point forward. If you've already been cut off, that's it. Okay. You would have to try to tolerate their outbursts, mood swings, and narcissistic behavior. And I don't advise this to anyone. Somebody's hurting you or trying to hurt you emotionally or psychologically, stay away from them. Don't give them a platform to keep walking over. Not giving them a reaction. So when you refuse to react to a narcissist, they are like an energy vampire. They don't feel like they got accomplished what they set out. And so you want to set boundaries and stick to them. Narcissists do not like when they are told no, and they will often react negatively. So the more you tell them no, that'll keep a boundary up. They don't like hearing the word no. Remind them that they're not perfect and everyone makes mistakes. This can be hard to do, but it is something they need to hear. You also be reasonably there for them when they need you and try not to give up on them, no matter how bad things could get. And everybody know with narcissists, things tend to get kind of bad if you don't deal with it straight on. And it's saying here that narcissism usually stems from childhood. If the person in your life is a narcissist, it's important to understand that this behavior usually comes from their upbringing. They often were children, they were often children who grew up with their parents who did not give them enough attention or praise. This leaves the child feeling insecure and like he or she needs to put on an act of perfection so that people will pay attention to them. This can be very difficult because it's not something that you can simply change overnight. And so, this is just a video about mental health. We're gonna go even further to look up what bipolar. What is it? What are some signs of being bipolar? Because I'm trying to get an understanding. And then I'm gonna go to bed. It's early. I'm sleepy. Bipolar disorder. Ooh. So this is another thing. Bipolar disorder, formerly called manic depression, is a mental condition that causes extreme mood swings that include emotional highs, mania or hypomania, and lows. Those are the two differences. When you become depressed, you may feel sad, hopeless, or lose interest in pleasure in most activities. When your mood shifts to mania or hypomania, less extreme than mania, you may feel euphoric, full of energy, usually irritable, or usually. These mood swings can affect sleep, energy, activity, judgment, behavior, and ability to think clearly. And so episodes of mood swings may occur rarely or multiple times a year. While most people will experience some emotional symptoms between episodes, some may not experience any. And so I'm just thinking about the wind blowing my greenhouse. I need to get my mind off that bipolar. What else? And I'm gonna show on the screen what we are discussing at this point. I don't want nobody to miss none of it. Okay. And so bipolar disorder, formerly called manic depressive illness or manic depression, is a mental disorder that causes unusual shifts in mood, energy, activity levels, concentration, and ability to carry out day-to-day tasks. There are three types of bipolar disorder. All three types involve clear changes in mood, energy, and activity levels. And so, with that being said, we just want to be conscious of the energies we are dealing with. I just don't practice giving people too much thread because a person will blame their behavior on a mental illness because they don't want to be held accountable. And that's the thing for me, is accountability. And so I don't recommend anybody put up with anything lower than what you deserve. We're gonna get and look into more of these. Yeah, I want to make sure I put everything in here. Um, it's just no excuse. Mental disorder or not, don't allow people to use you up to the point, and then don't allow people to trigger you. People will trigger you for no reason. Um, I'm a firm believer of misery loves company, and so sometimes it just is what it is. When you feel energy from people, pay attention to that. I am right now at this point learning so many lessons, and one is to value my energy. You can stick around people and hope that they will change, or hope that you will rub off on them in a positive way. But do not allow yourself to waste your energy. If it's a person that you wouldn't normally deal with, just off the rip, you can't start a relationship on hope or change. If they change, then they'll be okay. No. When people show you themselves, believe them. Okay. And if people will hurt their family members, then don't be surprised when they hurt you in the same manner. That was my lesson for today. I just wanted to get it out there so I can let it go. And now I have a better understanding. It's mental, it's not me. And so that just gives me um the encouragement to move forward. What I'm learning right now is we're not in a place or time where you should be settling on no level. Protect your energy and stay conscious of what you're dealing with. Again, we just went over narcissists and bipolar. And so I hope you all got value from this content. I surely did. I don't generally look into mental health, but I feel like it's something in the air right now that definitely warrants us to take a look. And I'm gonna go and get out of here, y'all. I'm looking, trying to think, is there anything else we could have shared on bipolar and depression or not? Don't let people abuse you mentally. It's not accurate. It's not something that you should be settling for energy wise. I put up with a lot of things, and so I'm learning to let things go sooner. That's my lesson. I hold on and wait and try to wait around for people to change. It's like, that's not the move. When people show you themselves, believe them. Move forward. It might be uncomfortable at first, but you'll be doing yourself a favor. And I guess I'm gonna go, y'all. Peace.